Hello, hello. I hope you're ready to draw with me today. We're going to be working on a sketch for this fun commission together, so let's grab your favorite drink and snuggle up. While we draw, I'm going to be dropping some of my tips on how to make commissions both enjoyable and, actually profitable. Because who says making art can't pay the bills and be fun, right? All right, let's jump into the sketch. This part's always fun. It's like laying the groundwork for everything else. But before you even put pencil to paper or stylus to tablet in my case, it's super important to take the time to really connect with your client and get a clear idea of what they're envisioning for their piece. I like to front load the process and ask a ton of questions up front. The more details I gather in the beginning, the fewer surprises or headaches I encounter down the road. Okay, here's the sketch for this particular client, and guys, let me tell you, this piece was right up my alley because she asked me to create a portrait for her that incorporated both cozy and creepy vibes, and those are like two of my favorite things. So, once we have the basic and very messy sketch down, let's lower the opacity and start working on the line art. I don't really have a complex process for my line art. It's pretty simple, really. I just use my sketchy line art brush, and I prefer to keep it very sketchy and loose, which gives my work a more organic feel. So for now, let's just chat about how to land your first few commission orders. Before you dive in, I want you to ask yourself, are you ready to take on paid commissions? Do you feel confident in your skill level? If you do, that's awesome, but if you're not feeling sure about it, that's perfectly fine. When I was starting out, I offered free or donation-based commissions to my followers. This allowed me to gain some valuable experience and ease into working with clients without the pressure. It's a fantastic way to learn how to create art that meets someone else's vision while developing your own process. Okay, I'm going to speed up this part of the process so you don't have to spend an eternity watching me do the line art. But let's get back to what we were chatting about. Have you ever really sat down and calculated the true cost of creating your work? Sure, you probably know how much your drawing tablet or traditional supplies cost, but have you also factored in the value of your time? This is probably one of the biggest mistakes I see artists make when they're trying to turn a profit with commissions. Obviously, we want to account for the time it takes you to complete a commission, but have you also remembered to factor in the time you spend engaging on social media, or the time it takes for you to attend classes and educate yourself on more drawing practices, or even the revisions that clients might request sometimes? Another key point to keep in mind as you work toward landing your first commissions is truly understanding your target audience. In today's social media landscape, it's very easy to get wrapped up in follower counts and likes and all that, but here's the truth. Followers do not always translate to sales. Instead of chasing those numbers, focus on cultivating a community of people who genuinely appreciate your work. Those are the ones who are more likely to commission a piece from you and support your artistic journey. And frankly, all business talk set aside, those are the people I want to be around more anyway. Okay, so let's say you feel completely ready to charge full price for commissions and you've got a good handle on who your target audience is. Now you can set your actual pricing. And please, for the love of all things created, don't undervalue yourself. Yes, imposter syndrome is real, but honey, so is the value of your work. You deserve to be paid fairly for your time and your effort. Let me say that again. You deserve to be paid fairly for your time and your effort. I can and will make an entire video all about pricing, but for now, let's just keep it simple. If you're struggling to price your commissions, just start by thinking of it this way. Would you be happy to spend 5 hours on a piece that you charge $30 for? That equals out to making less than the national minimum wage in the United States. Are you okay with that price? If you're not, it's probably time to adjust. Okay, I touched on this briefly earlier, but let's explore it a bit further. Many commission artists have encountered that client who appears to be perfectly happy with what you've made throughout the process, only to request complicated changes after seeing the final draft. My advice for avoiding this scenario? Communication. At the start of the project, ask as many questions as possible to clarify their vision. It's also important to educate your client about your process. Let them know that you'll provide a sketch and that once you move beyond that stage and they've approved everything, certain changes can require significant additional time, which you will charge for if they choose to make those adjustments. Remember, your clients often aren't artists themselves, so they may not really understand what parts of the process are straightforward and which ones are more complex. So, clear communication is always essential. All right, friends, I think I've rambled enough. Thank you so much for joining me as I sketched out this commission and chatted about my two greatest passions, creativity and business. I hope you found it helpful. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to like it and share your thoughts with me or your suggestions in the comments below. Happy creating!